From apologizing after falsely accusing someone,
I'm sorry we got this wrong,
to taking accountability when you don't have to.
I am sorry. I am so sorry.
Here's how an apology can make you loved or hated. Starting with comedy YouTuber The Manny Show, whose apology would change everything after he abused the copyright system, targeting a commentary channel, Ingween.
This morning, my Manny Show video just got smited. The video in question that was taken down is why everyone hates the Manny Show.
Given that Ingween was following copyright laws, Manny was now in hot water. Manny is taking it too far, bro. The Manny Show better pull out the ukulele and start singing for us. Even Penguin Zero commented on the situation.
13 seconds of the video was enough to lead the Manny Show to strike the entire fucking channel here. That's some fucking filthy fish paste right there.
But 10 days later, Manny offered an explanation and an apology.
Ahead of VidCon, I hired an agent to help me manage my monetization sharing, and they went beyond by filing a copyright claim on Ingween's video. To those outraged by this, I am genuinely sorry with what has happened.
Along with correcting the mistake.
I immediately fired the agent and contacted YouTube to reinstate the video and make things right with Ingween. But at the end of the day, it is my name on the channel. I hired the agent and I take full responsibility.
Manny made no excuses, and this honest approach got him forgiveness. I appreciate him making a genuine apology. You can tell he meant it. This is possibly the greatest apology I've seen on this app, including from Penguin Zero.
Legitimately, this is a really good response to the whole thing. Probably one of the best I've seen.
Now, the Manny Show's back to making comedic skits with an extra 500,000 subscribers. But where Manny's apology cleared his name, Keemstar apologized to avoid a defamation lawsuit. In January 2016, Drama Alert host Keemstar would allege RuneScape streamer RS Glorian Gold was actually John Phillips, a man who'd committed a heinous crime.
John Phillips, 54, of Finchburg, Massachusetts, is accused of having sex with a 13-year-old Michigan girl. John was arrested for this, and he recently got out of jail, and the first thing he did was stream RuneScape.
But this turned out to be completely false.
My name's Sir Tony Ray, and I'm coming to you on Glory and Gold.
And once Tony showed an ID to prove his innocence, the internet turned against Keemstar. Defamation is illegal. I hope this is taken to court. You guys literally just bullied the nicest person ever in the history of Twitch. And by the end of the day, Keem was desperate to put out the fire.
Earlier today, someone on my news team provided me with a story that I thought was vetted, that I thought was correct, and it wasn't. It was wrong. And this isn't a little fuck up. This is a big fuck up. This is a serious big fuck up. The guy that works for me is no longer working for me. And any damages that we've caused this guy, Tony, that we are going to take care of.
But viewers did not buy the apology. You asked your team for confirmation on the story's legitimacy after you reported it? Fortunately for Keem, however, Tony did not press charges, letting the YouTuber escape without major consequences. But while Keem was happy to dodge accountability, MatPat went out of his way to take accountability. On June 5th, 2022, MatPat shared his theory about Five Nights at Freddy's books having a scrapped alternate reality game.
Maybe, just maybe, it could have been that they were intentionally designed to set up secret puzzles that we were meant to solve, and those puzzles never got fully realized. I believe that Scott was planning to use this final book as a launching point, the start of a real-world treasure hunt. I need you to help me either solve this thing once and for all, or debunk it.
Of course, this was just a theory, but fans were enthusiastic. A bit too enthusiastic. I work in a small diner in southern Utah, and we got 17 calls over my shift asking if we were Fazbears. Like, come on, y'all, it's common sense. Don't be harassing people over something that may not even be real, prompting MatPat to address the situation just 4 days after his video.
To the loyal theorists watching this video, stop. Cannot make that clear enough. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is not the way to do things. It is never acceptable to call someone or their place of business to look for lore in a video game.
On top of ending the treasure hunt, MatPat held himself accountable, apologizing for those affected.
This is me formally saying to those business owners, those members of the community, individuals who may have felt harassed or burdened by this, I am sorry I am so sorry. It was never my intention to cause issues for people or businesses. I want to make it very clear that if and when we reference ARGs on the channel, that there is going to be a clear set of guidelines that every single person should be aware of and follow. We've never had this sort of issue come up in the past, but now that it's here, it's time that we move forward as responsible human beings.
This ethical approach earned him a lot of love. Huge respect to Matt and the crew for addressing this. Now this is the proper YouTube apology and not the basic trend half-assed ones, demonstrating why he is so beloved even after his retirement. Unlike Linus, whose ego turned his own fans against him. On June 24th, 2023, Linus Tech Tips would test Billet Labs' prototype GPU cooling block and declare his verdict loud and clear.
The best case scenario for this thing is the temps are slightly better, but the experience of building with it is a nightmare, and the advantages over literally any other solution are negligible.
There was just one problem. He tested the product incorrectly. Felix from Billet Labs here. The block was specifically designed for a 3090 Ti, not a 4090. Despite Billet Labs' comment, Linus refused to retest.
Nothing that obeys the laws of physics would have changed the conclusion, which is that this is not a product to buy.
Worse, when the company asked for the prototype back, Linus and his team agreed, before auctioning it off instead, enraging viewers. Unbelievable how a big company like LTT can F up so badly, and the behavior after it was absolutely disgusting. It breaks my heart how they mistreated Billet Labs. A public apology is in place. Linus would post one, although 2 months later, featuring his entire team.
I'm speaking today because of the recent community outcry demanding change.
I agree with the community, so I'm putting my foot down. Effective immediately, all YouTube video production is on pause.
I want to apologize to Billet Labs for auctioning off their monoblock at LTX 2023. Our processes failed when I was selecting items to include in the charity auction,
with Linus only appearing at the end.
It's honestly really hard when people take an internal process error and then they run that all the way to Linus is a thief and wants to auction someone else's intellectual property. The second that I was made aware of the situation, on the 14th, I emailed Billet Labs and I explained what happened, offering no questions asked, full compensation for their stated value of the product.
Linus then addressed his refusal to retest.
To not bother retesting the monoblock? That was obviously wrong. I owe you guys better, and I'm sorry.
But his fans didn't receive the corporate apology well. The way this was recorded, it almost seems like the words they spoke were put into their mouths and not their own words. Regardless of whether Linus had any ill intent, his mismanagement cost him 200,000 subscribers and his position as CEO of his company. In contrast to Pokimane, whose apology changed nothing. On August 19th, 2020, Pokimane posted a video titled My Apology.
I know this video is long overdue, and I planned a vacation for around this time, but I honestly should not have taken any time off prior to acknowledging or addressing or apologizing for these things.
The reason for her apology was, well, nobody knew. So the comments section turned into a fun fact competition. I just wanted to know why she was apologizing, but instead I learned about how honey never spoils and some SpongeBob guy was sold for 62 cents. Wow, this is crazy. But did you know that the first person convicted of speeding was going 8 miles per hour? However, unlike Pokimane's unnecessary apology, PewDiePie set the precedent for good apologies back in 2017. While streaming PUBG, PewDiePie would end up calling another player the N-word.
What a fuck.
Immediately realizing his mistake,
I don't mean that in a bad way,
but still faced backlash, prompting hashtag PewDiePieIsOverParty on Twitter. I'm not saying PewDiePie is racist, but with how he said the N-word, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a slave owner in another life, prompting an apology 2 days later.
I'm really sorry if I offended, hurt, or disappointed anyone with all of this. It was something that I said in the heat of the moment. I said the worst word I could possibly think of, and it just sort of slipped out. And I'm not gonna make any excuses to why it did, because there are no excuses for it. Being in the position I am, I should know better. I know I can't keep messing up like this. And I owe it to my audience and to myself to do better than this.
As a black guy, I didn't really find it offensive, but I appreciate his apology. The "I did not mean it at all, I was just upset and used the worst word that came to mind" is probably the most acceptable reasoning I've heard, and it felt genuine. In the end, he was forgiven, staying the most subscribed YouTuber for 2 more years. But though PewDiePie apologized for his own actions, David Dobrik had to apologize for his ex-teammate. In March 2021, the Vlog Squad leader would land in trouble when a woman woman he invited for a video shared her horrible experience with group member Dom Zaglitis. On the night of November 25th, my friends and I came to your house to shoot. The last thing I remember is being extremely drunk on your balcony. Apparently, you and your team bought more hard alcohol than I drank, and you, me, and my friend had a threesome, which I have no memory of whatsoever. To my understanding, at some point during the threesome, I was too drunk and laid on the bed and slept. From what I've been told, my friends had to come into the room and put on my clothes, and I couldn't walk leaving your house. Despite David not being directly responsible, fans were not happy. David's got a lot of explaining to do. This isn't YouTube drama. One of the severest crimes possible was committed, and David and his whole crew need to be held responsible. In response, on March 23rd, 2021, David apologized.
I want to start this video off by saying I fully believe the woman who came out against Dom and said she was by him. I want to apologize to her and her friends for ever putting them in an environment that I enabled that made them feel like their safety and values were compromised. I didn't know what was going on in that room, and I should have been. I should have been there, and I should have been making sure that everybody involved was taken care of and wasn't uncomfortable.
He then addressed the situation with Dom.
I made the decision to no longer film with Dom in 2019. But what I didn't do is I didn't go back to any of these women and apologize. I didn't reach out to any of these people. And that breaks my heart knowing that I was doing all this stuff and I was making all this content while there was people that were still really hurt by what I made. I'm making myself available to anyone that wants to reach out that I've hurt in the past. I want to be able to hear and understand from yourselves, and I'll be reaching out on my own to some people.
The sincerity won him hearts. This was very well said, David. Growth and taking accountability is part of growing up. People are saying David didn't need to apologize, but I feel like that isn't totally accurate. He's not blameless in this situation, and it's good that he's taking steps to try and right his own wrongs. By the end of the year, David was back to being one of YouTube's biggest creators before leaving the platform in May 2022 to focus on his business. But where David left YouTube for a good reason, Watcher had to apologize for theirs. On April 19th, 2024, Watcher, a channel run by ex-BuzzFeed members Ryan, Steve, and Shane, would upload Goodbye YouTube.
YouTube has never been like the perfect fit for us.
I guess we just hope you guys follow us this one last time.
To our very own independent streaming service, Watcher.
You can become a member of Watcher for $5.99 a month or $59.99 a year.
You'll still occasionally see us on YouTube, but if you want to watch the full seasons of all of our content, the streamer will be the exclusive home for all of that starting May 31st.
Now, to fans, this was a huge betrayal. After watching their videos for 6+ years, I feel like I just lost two friends in a we're too cool to hang out with you anymore kind of way. This feels like a breakup, and the reason was you calling me broke. Hoping to mitigate the backlash, Watcher posted an update 3 days later.
Hey everyone, last Friday we announced that we're leaving YouTube and launching our new streaming platform. We messed up.
We've been reading the things you've been saying, and we're sorry for the way we handled this, as well as the way we communicated it.
Additionally, they also changed how Watcher TV would work.
If you want to watch our shows early and ad-free, you can catch them on the Watcher platform a month earlier. After that, you'll be able to watch our shows on YouTube for free.
Which viewers appreciated. Thank you for hearing our concerns and actually making changes. It really means a lot. The fact that you guys listened to the fans and didn't get defensive, which is a knee-jerk human reaction, but instead addressed everything is why I love you guys. And in the end, despite losing 100,000 subscribers and hurting their audience's trust, Watcher has continued posting normally on YouTube, much like Mr. Beast, who's continued posting despite facing the biggest controversy of his career. On August 8th, 2024, Mr. Beast's former employee, Jake Weddle, would reveal his harrowing filming experience.
It was the surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary or surviving in solitary for whatever. The lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there.
In addition to being unable to sleep, he had to participate in inhumane challenges.
Jimmy comes in and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. And I go, "What's the challenge today?" He goes, you're gonna run a marathon. So I start running at 12, and I'm running until 3 a.m. I got off the treadmill. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk.
Despite this, he never got the money promised.
I did not get the 300K. He goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You know, you were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, you know, 100,000 some change.
Viewers, unsurprisingly, didn't take this well. As someone who used to run cross-country, forcing someone who's out of shape to run a marathon after depriving them of sleep for 2 weeks is one of the most sadistic things you can do to a person. A week later, however, Mr. Beast messaged Jake, "Hey, I wanted to reach out and say I didn't mean to cause you mental stress with that video, and I apologize. You mentioned you'd like to be paid out the rest of the prize money, the other 190,000, and I'd love to make things right with you." The two then spoke on the phone to negotiate a smaller amount of money that Jake was comfortable accepting.
Counteroffer, 50. You save $140,000. You just give me 50.
But where Jake accepted the apology, viewers still weren't forgiving. I just feel like this is another move due to Jimmy's lawyer who's trying to fix his image. 1000% it's a PR move. But where Mr. Beast has yet to post an official apology, Neon's official apology only got him more hate. During a March 2024 livestream, Neon would make a sinister threat against an underage fan.
I don't give a f*** you're 10 years old. I will f*** you in the ass until you f***ing bleed, bitch. I swear to God.
This happened after the boy made nasty comments about him and his girlfriend.
I'll beat the shit out of you and your fat girlfriend, bro. What the fuck? That fat slut. I'll smack her in her face too, bitch.
But viewers still believed Neon's response was unjustified. This is wild. How did an adult let a 10-year-old get under his skin like that? Lol, he's forgotten he's an adult. He's talking like some kid playing Call of Duty. The backlash and a potential permanent ban from his streaming platform Kick prompted Neon to post an apology.
I've made a lot of bad decisions, but that was by far one of my worst things I've ever said or done, and I want to sincerely apologize for what I said. I don't know what I was thinking. I let a kid get in my head, and when he talked crazy to me, I blacked out and I didn't realize what I was doing, and I want to sincerely apologize. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not that type of person.
Which was instantly met with even more backlash. Has talked ish for years, yet gives a half-assed minute apology. This man threatened SUO violence against a small child. He does not need a platform. You need to grow up and be held responsible for your actions. Stop saying that you black out. Some even believed the apology was just for Kick to unban him, which seemed true when he was unbanned 72 hours later. Neon has since continued his usual degenerate behavior, earning the title of New Worst Apology.